Hi, it's Andrew here from Home Theatre Engineering. We're going to go through, for those of you who've got our custom acoustic panels, how to cut a speaker in. So I'll go through the things that you're going to need initially. I would recommend some gloves because you're dealing with a dense glass fibre and it can be a bit of an irritant. You'll need a marker of some sort, a screwdriver or an electric driver. You'll need a sharp cutter. You'll need some angle brackets. Now we use the ones from Bunnings, and depending on your speaker size, the ones we recommend are either the plain steel angle brackets, these are the 38mm, and for slightly larger speakers, the angle brackets, these are the 50mm. You'll obviously need some screws to go with those. You'll need an offcut of cardboard, and you'll need some good double-sided tape. Finally, you'll need somewhere to place the excess fiberglass. You'll obviously need an acoustic panel and you'll need your speaker. Right, so I'll just move this stuff out of the way and we'll get started. Now you need to work on a clean flat surface and the other thing that you need to do is remove any grills from your speakers. So take any grills off the speakers and put those aside. That's because you don't want the sound going through two layers of fabric. Alright, so we've gone through the components. Now, before we go any further, what you do need to do is obviously make sure that you have your panel the right way up. The speaker in this panel is going in this section here, and it's designed to fit there. So I'm just going to lie this down on the ground. Now what you do have to work out for your speaker is whereabouts in your panel your speaker is going. This one is going dead center. So let's ensure that it fits. Now if you've bought the panels from us, then these cross members are designed to perfectly fit the speaker that you've got. Okay. I normally just quickly check that the speaker is in the right location. In this case it's central, so we need to come that way a little bit. There we go, to there and to there, a little bit more that way, to there and to there. Right, so that's central. So we take our marker and just run a line down the left and right sides of the location of the speaker. We then remove the speaker and we can start to mark up. Now you may not be able to see those lines, but there's a very distinct line that I can see there. And the next thing we do is we take a Stanley knife or a sharp knife and we cut a diagonal in from where the line meets the corner. So you just cut a diagonal like that. Now you obviously don't cut through the base material. Alright, so another diagonal here, another diagonal here, and another diagonal just here. So now you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 lines coming in. We now join those diagonals. This does not have to be precise. Alright. And we can discard that material. We now fold these out to the lines that we've cut, and I normally just use a bracket or two just to hold them there, like that. There we go. And we now have a cutout for our speaker. Again, carefully, making sure that we do not cut down into the fabric. We then remove the fiberglass. So stick your gloves on. Might be time for Enzo's annual inspection. Right, so literally just tear the fiberglass out. If you have to, score it a little bit deeper. Just being really careful, again, not to go too deep. And you literally keep going down until you get to the fabric. So you can see the fabric starting to appear there. So what we've done now is we've made a bit of a portal or a window down into the fabric, and we can insert our cardboard. So insert your cardboard so that it is reaching the corners here. And now, very carefully, we can start to cut down. All right. What I'll do is I'll cut this section out here. And again, move the cardboard on, down into the next section. So we can now cut that corner out. Like that. There you go. Move it across to the next corner. Right. As I get closer to the fabric, what I tend to do is then lift it up so that I can cut it, and I create a bit of a gap. You can actually lift the panel up like that, and then I can cut like that. So I've got one more corner to go. Lift it up, grab our cardboard, move it across. There we go. One. Right. Two. And we're getting down to the last parts of the fabric. There we go. Lift this up so that I'm not cutting into the fabric again. Obviously remove your cardboard. Right. If you've got a vacuum cleaner handy, just vacuum this out, get rid of some of the dust. Make sure you've got no, see this, don't know if you can see, if you've got any excess around the edges, just clean it up, because when you put the speaker through, it will push and you'll end up with lumps on here, okay? That's pretty much it. So, all we need to do now is take our speaker, make sure that your tweeter is in the right location, in this case up, which is here. That's the base of the panel. insert your speaker into the hole. Make sure it's sitting in there properly. Actually, sorry, missed a step. What we do is we fold in these corners. Almost forgot. Right, which makes it nice and neat and stops the edges from kind of fraying out. There we go. Alright, one more step to go. Taking your brackets, what we do is we apply some double-sided tape to the bracket. Here we go. My knife's starting to get a bit blunt. All right. Separate out the double-sided tape. Right, and then what we do with these is the double-sided tape part goes against the speaker. That means that we don't have to drill holes in the speaker. So I basically slide it on here, move it along until it connects with the speaker. Give it a good firm shove, like that. There we go. And then we just need a couple of screws. At this point in time you can take your gloves off, of course. And screw the bracket in. One. Now I prefer actually to use a screwdriver in certain situations by hand, because if you use a power driver it's very easy on metal heads to strip them, or on these just to over tighten them, and that will then split the wood. Okay, that is then repeated on all four corners, 2, 3 and 4, and your speaker is now firmly mounted. That is how you install an HTE in-panel speaker assembly, and it's quite neat. You end up with no acoustic material showing. This is denser than your normal fiberglass, it's not the same thing. But when you've finished, what you should end up with is a very flush face. I obviously haven't secured all the brackets here so that the video doesn't take too long, but at the end of the day, if we tilt the panel up, we should see that the speaker sits nice and flush and there isn't any interference. And then obviously if you have got any dirt, just vacuum your panel off, but obviously clean the surface would be better. Okay, there you go folks, that's how to install a speaker in an HTE acoustic panel. Thanks very much.